Fantastic, thank you very much.
Young people took control of Tiverton Town Hall this week to tell councillors what they would like to see improved in our area. Around 50 pupils between years 4 and 7 from 12 schools, which are members of the Tiverton Learning Community, took part in Children's Parliament. They spent the morning looking at the town's history and comparing it to the present day, before coming up with their own ideas on how to shape Tiverton's future. The day was supported by all areas of local government, with councillors taking a keen interest in the ideas.
These young people are our future. The schools are part of our community, the children are part of their community, and we want them to play a constructive role in the community. They do a lot of good in our town, and we need to listen to them and where we can do things and act in a way that will make their lives better, but not only make their lives better now, but ensure that they are educated and that they have this idea of citizenship and are brought up to be good citizens in the future, whether they continue to live in Tiverton or elsewhere. And I think Tiverton's got a very proud tradition of doing that, and it's getting ever stronger. It's great to see all the schools working together as well. So what ideas have you got?
I was thinking that, or we were thinking, that up at the canal, we could maybe work with a charity like the RSPB to get rare birds put onto the canal. I mean, you may think, what is a bird going to do to the canal? Yeah. But I was thinking it could bring in tourism, because there's lots of mad bird watchers.
Yeah, lots of
bird
watchers.
Yeah, and then that would bring tourism into Tiverton, and then they might go around the town, and then it will help the trade as well. And by releasing some rare birds into the canal.
Good. Well, we're all for getting more visitors to come to the town and visit the canal and come in and support the businesses in the town. Yeah, great. Yeah, go to the shops. You've got KFC restaurant. I think that says on there.
Well, that's separate. I was thinking of like a small restaurant that families can go to, but ones that can afford a small one, but they can afford it because of like the money problems and stuff.
And are you thinking in the town centre then, or where are you thinking?
Just in the town centre.
Right. And what, KFC came to mind, did it?
Yeah, because the only nearest KFC that we've got is the one at Exeter and Exmouth. And families don't really want to waste all their petrol just to drive up there.
So you've got McDonald's in Tiverton, but you'd like KFC.
Yeah.
And who do you prefer?
KFC.
You like KFC?
I don't like McDonald's.
Right?
Well, that's a bin, but it's in the shape of a penguin, and then you'd put litter in, and it's what you do is you put in your litter, and it's it says it gives you a little note or something that says on the thank you, and on the tummy it says feed me. But to make sure teenagers don't put in sticks or stones or anything to make it give them something. Then it has a little barcode scanner to make sure all the barcode is scanned
the litter
to give it
something.
So this is your vision for the future then? Futuristic bins?
Yes. I really like the idea.
You see lots of signs saying don't do this, maximum fine, £2,500, but how often do people actually get caught and get fined? Because my idea was that you could have CCTV on at least one on every street, and it would be and then people actually, so there's someone that is actually monitoring them, and so that people will get fined and people will stop doing things like dog poo on the street and litter, and it will be stamped out.
A graffiti wall.
Yes.
Outside, so you're allowed to do it. So we thought if there's a proper place that you can do it, people might not do it everywhere else.
A place for graffiti instead of people telling them you can't do it.
Yes.
So then they can express themselves freely in this particular place, and so they won't vandalise other shops more.
Also, it's a good way of making money.
Yeah.
We just
Charge people to graffiti walls.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Pretty much, yes.
Our robot, well, my robot is a robot that picks up rubbish. Okay. And it looks like R2-D2, but I hate Star Wars, so it's not R2-D2. It's got a camera in its eyes, so it can see he's coming. Because if it's a baby, he might touch it. But if it's like a man trying to take it, it'll give him an electric shock.
All right.
If there's it's too big, there's a bit that comes out of his belly and then puts rubbish into his head. Decided, because we were thinking of doing a miniature Shakespeare Globe Theatre, but it would be more than £1,000.
Yes.
So we're going to ask for like an outdoor place with trees around it in a big circle, then wooden planks for a stage.
All right.
And so people can perform there, but the only problem is that there's nobody to look after it that we know of.
As well as giving children the chance to formulate ideas, it is another way in which young people in the town are brought together as a community.
This is an opportunity for their voice really to be heard. There's a chance for some real opinions to be expressed and some real projects to arise out of that, and we want to see those projects realised. I mean, it's also about getting the kids from all the schools in the town to work with each other. They're very good at that anyway, and to appreciate that the transition to the high school is not a scary experience. It's a great experience.
At the end of the morning, a map of Tiverton had been coloured in, which was full of ideas ready to be talked about during the afternoon.
We have made, well, basically it's a map of Tiverton, and the young people have come up with ideas of what they can do to change Tiverton, just small changes, and they've built up these ideas on top of drawings of Tiverton in the past or buildings from the present. So they've sort of layered up their ideas.
Yeah.
Yes, and then we've placed them onto the map and sort of joined them all together.
All right. That's all quite impressive, isn't it?
It's gorgeous, yeah, really lovely. They worked really, really hard. Yeah, it's fun. I think that it is better than what I expected, actually. They were all really focused and they had some really interesting ideas, and also I was really impressed with their drawing skills. We got some lovely drawings.
Successful, my parents to be proud of me. Yeah, think about why it's important to you to succeed in Tiverton, in this community, and not in a different school somewhere else, yeah?
Meanwhile, in the mayoralty room, children were getting creative with drama by exploring their feelings about starting at the high school and their future within Tiverton.
Obviously they're going to have anxieties about starting secondary school, but it's more about where they see their future going and how they can have their say about that, how that's going to happen in the community. And drama is a great medium for them to do that and for them to explore how they feel.
And of course they've been getting quite creative as well. How would you rate their acting and creativity skills?
The acting and creativity is outstanding. They're a pleasure, absolute pleasure to work with. It's been really fun today.
Hello, Lewis.
Hello. Town, district and county councillors were invited to come along for a presentation in the afternoon which showcased the best ideas the pupils had come up with. These included talking bins and a machine to pick up chewing gum, rare wildlife being released on the Grand Western Canal, an area for people to graffiti in the town centre, and the creation of an area for storytelling and outdoor performing arts to be displayed. Everyone in the room then had a chance to vote for their favourite idea. While the votes were being counted, the performance pieces, as mentioned earlier, were shown to the civic dignitaries.
Okay, children, today we're going to be doing some maths, and we're going to be looking at square roots. So, does anybody know what the square root of 64 is?
Is it 10? No. Is it 6?
Right, nobody knows. The square root of 64 is 7.
But sir, it's 8.
Oh yes, Jake, you're right. Well done.
I've been heard.
Following their performances, County Councillor for Tiverton East, Des Hannon, announced the results from the vote.
The right route. And last, and therefore first, cheesy grins coming from people from the high school down the back there, very interesting. This is the one about graffiti in the high street, in a good way. So, round of applause for the people who came out. In terms of making this work, there are some things we might need to move around and do, but I think that's a good idea that we can make work. For example, we have the youth service working down at the youth centre who can help facilitate the doing of the graffiti art. They already do graffiti art, as you know, down at the youth centre on their wall. We have charity shops in the centre of the town who already sell things, and I suspect we can do something that would allow you to sell graffiti work using their front desks without having to create a whole new shop and employ a lot of extra people, making it expensive. And I suspect that some of the landlords in town would like something to put in their empty windows, because there are a couple of empty shops in town.
The council have promised to look into all 4 ideas put forward by the youth of the town, so look out for graffiti walls and talking bins in the town centre soon. And to see the full 50-minute presentation and performances, you can do so by finding it on our homepage at youtube.co.uk/Lewes News. Lewis Clark for Lewes News at Tiverton Town Hall.